All right, we're going to get into this topic of conversation with Cam Newton and his interview he did with Royce Reed. I'm gonna just say this: I don't feel really a particular way. I know a lot of content creators have said a lot of things about Cam Newton, how this is not how as a man supposed to handle things. I know J.R. Smith, he came and I think he did made a comment on Instagram based off on Cam Newton's lane for inviting another man's baby mama to his show. At the end of the day, the only things in common that they have now, Dwight Howard and Royce Reed, is that they have a child together, right? And she's entitled to do what she want, just as Dwight Howard's entitled to do as he want. But you have to do things the right way, do things in decency and order because y'all have a child together, right? At the end of the day, I can have my opinion. You don't have to like it. But Dwight Howard has moved on. I know with Royce, she has continued to talk about Dwight Howard on a repetitive basis. And at some point, you have to say to yourself, you have to move on with your life. Is this something as a way as a meal ticket for you? Did Cam Newton pay you money to go on his platform to talk about Dwight Howard? At the end of the day, you have to say to yourself, what a man does in his personal space, that's between that man and whoever else he has that's involved in that situation, in that personal space, in that personal bedroom. I don't particularly care. At the end of the day, my only concern is that they have a child together, and you have to understand that everything that you're saying can hurt and is already hurting the child based off on a lot of the things that the child has been through and has done in their life at their school. I'm not going to get into the particulars on that, but I want to play just a small portion of this interview and give you my reaction to what she had to say.
What do you want from this interview?
So for me, it's more about being silenced. And I said before, it's about being silenced into submission. And that's the problem. It's not even about my situation in particular, but I have spoken to so many women that have been now in my DMs and telling me about their situations. And some it's not, kids aren't involved, it's parents or it's, an ex-husband or even an old boyfriend, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just, it's the fact that when someone has so much power over you and you become like the ant fighting the elephant, and people keep winning and like, you're just down here like, it's not me. It's not me. Why can't people see this? But because that person is so big.
Let me stop right there. One of the main reasons why you have been giving a cease and desist letter is because your negative comments, things that Dwight Howard feels that is personal. This is personal life, and you keep bringing up things and you're disparaging on his character. This is the thing that she doesn't seem to get it, or she doesn't want to get it, because she gets it, but she's been on, it seems like, the smear campaign to always talk negative about Dwight Howard every chance that she get. Listen, all I'm saying is at some point in life, because she's been on this smear campaign every chance she get. I don't know her financial situation. This is probably helping her to put food on the table. This is probably helping her to pay her bills. I don't know if Cam Newton had paid her to go on his platform, like I said earlier in the introduction of this video. But at the end of the day, when you say that he is a giant, I would say to you is that, can we act as adults? Can we act mature? Because at the end of the day, at some point, This man has moved on with his life. I don't hear Dwight Howard sitting here calling you outside your name and talking about you on a repetitive basis. I see you and I hear you a lot going on different platforms, going on your platform, and keep talking about his sexuality. At the end of the day, what this man does, in his personal space, that's between him. At the end of the day, I can care less about that. But as you and y'all have a child together, you have to find a way. You have to find a way to come to common ground and move on with your life. He's in a relationship. I'm not sure if you're in a relationship, but the perception of it seems like you're bitter. It seems like there is some jealousy. It seems like you still have some hatred towards your baby father, the baby daddy. And at the end of the day, what y'all had is what y'all had. Things didn't work out, but you have to find a way to be cordial, and you have to find a way. And for Cam Newton to allow you to go on his platform, Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying? He deserves some of the criticism that he is getting. I'm not saying it's even off base. He deserves to have some of the criticism that he's getting, because you're the one that opened your platform up for her to be able to communicate and to say things about Dwight Howard, when Dwight Howard is the one that's moving on and living his life. And it just seems to me, from the perception, and we know perception means a lot, is that she has not moved on with her life, and this is a way that she's using this outlet to get things off her chest. She may have some trauma. She may dealing with some stress, some depression. There's a lot of things that she's dealing with, and it seems like she's taking a lot of frustration out on Dwight Howard.
Whatever they say or whatever you try and say, they just stomp on you over and over again. So my goal is for them to have a safe space to get their story out. Even if it doesn't produce anything, it's just so they can breathe. Because when I told mine, I felt free. Like, it was empowering, because people talk and they say, oh, Royce has been talking. And I'm like, not really. I didn't really, do an interview until the one with Carlos King, because I couldn't. So I tried to dance it away. I tried to work it away, and I'm still being punched. So when I'm looking at these other women and I'm listening to their stories, and they're getting punched too, and it's not them that's the problem, it's the other person that's so much bigger, it's giving them just a space to speak. That's my goal.
And we're going to stop right there. If you want to watch this for your full interview, you can actually go on Cam Newton's platform, and you can watch that full interview there. I may put the link into the description. But at the end of the day, this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say. Peace is very satisfying. And I understand certain aspects on what she's trying to say is she wants to give the women an outlet to release, even if it doesn't do anything. But let me say this. Damaging somebody else's character and saying negative things continuously in the media about somebody else who you're no longer in a relationship with, it's not a positive way to release stress or to release that trauma. Find peace from within. Find a positive way to deal with what you're dealing with, so that way you can heal properly. Y'all already know my motto, man. Y'all stay safe, be good, be kind to one another, be positive. And until next time, man, stay tuned to the next video.